Hey everyone, welcome back to Warhammer 40k. Oh, there's more orcs still. We do not take care of them. And something I want to talk about today, which this might be a bit, I was gonna say dark, but maybe a departure from what I normally talk about is, so one thought I was discussing with my coworkers today was the inevitability of death and how surreal that is. So, I don't mean this to be grim and dour, but it's a weird thought to think that one day, like, we will all just be dead. Like, no matter what we do, one day we just won't be here. And I don't mean that in a sense, I don't mean that in a cynical sense, but rather what I'm trying to bring light to is, like, isn't that a little bit surreal to think that one day, like, the existence that we know currently, like, we just won't have that anymore. And it's a weird feeling because we only know life through our perceptions and experiences. So everything that I can tell you guys right now, like all that Warhammer 40k knowledge I gave you guys, dude, I am not centered again. This camera's gonna be the end of me. See, there's things I should do in between recording episodes, but here we go. Is that okay? But then my mic's on camera? I don't know, man. I think I'm working about it too much. Watch, and there's gonna be a bunch of angry comments about it. All these Warhammer 4K facts, like, I only experienced them through life. It is incredibly dusty here. Whereas once I die, like, everything that I know will no longer be relevant. And the thing is, like, we don't know what comes after death because no one's ever died and come back to life to tell us what it's about. Like, we have no idea what we have no idea what will be on the other side of life. Like, in a lot of ways, is the great unknown. Like, it's uncharted territory. I have no idea if it's supposed to be this dusty, but man, am I feeling it? Like, there's something to be said for, I guess, the immersion in games. Like, because it's so dusty, like, it actually feels stuffy in my room right now. And that's the effect they're trying to achieve. They succeeded. And sometimes, like, that keeps me up at night. And it's not like... It's weird because, like, yeah, in the sense, like, I don't know what that's like. But it's different, say, for me saying, oh, like, I don't know what skydiving's like because I've never experienced it. But there's no promise that I'll ever go skydiving. It's an experience I don't know what it's like, but I might never know what skydiving is like. But for death, well, and even for skydiving, like, I think we can relate to it in some terms. Like, well, have you ever, like, tripped and fell? Or jumped down from somewhere? It's like, well, yeah. And it's like, okay, it might be... We can at least, like, extrapolate and think, okay, it might be similar to that on some level. But death is unlike anything else we've ever experienced, because no one's ever experienced death because, like, that's just, we wouldn't be alive then. But yet, death is what's promised to all of us, and we're all going to be there one day or another, whether we want to be or not. And that's what's surreal, is that knowing that one day, without fail, I won't be here, and I don't know what that's like. And truly, the only way to know what death is like is to die. But again, everyone who's died hasn't come back.
We are in position.
Excellent, Captain. I'm sending the lift
Which is a really weird thing for me to think about. And it's not something I think about often, but there have been those nights where I'll just be lying awake and I'm just thinking, like, wow, that's hot. Isn't that weird? And I think put in those terms, that's a weird thing. And I don't mean to... Uh-oh.
Hold the lift. We have orcs inbound.
Granting access. Authorization Astartes Ultra.
Power axe unlocked. Power axe shoots sparking power field and delivers devastating bullets to crack open heavy armor. Alright, that seems fun. Oh ho ho! Alright, we need to find cover. Oh, this is a fun weapon. And I hope I didn't make any of you guys, like, uneasy about talking about death, but then, like, at the same time, we're all going to be there, so I think on some level, addressing it isn't a bad thing, because I think it would be naive not to think that we're not going to die one day. Not that I'm saying that any one of you are naive, and I guess that's for perspective, is that if you're watching this, chances are you're a good ways away from actually dying, so it's not something you've probably thought about, which I think that's entirely fair. Like, I don't think a lot of people think about their morality until they're close to dying. That was close. Oh boy. There is a ton of orcs here. Again, let me guys know what you think of the audio, because I am, I'm not quite sure how you guys feel about that. And I think people have varying degrees of their acceptance of death. For me right now, like, I think it's more of, like, it's an interesting concept rather than I fear it. Though it's really easy for me to say that because I'm not really in a position where I have to worry about dying. Like, death could come for anyone at any time. Like, there's no guarantee that I'll live through tomorrow. I would say chances are good considering of, like, where I live and how, considering my health and stuff. But it's really not a logical contradiction to say that I might not make it till to tomorrow, right? But that being said, I think you're a lot more aware of death when you're older. Alright, we need to get some ammo. Oh no! We were so close!
It's worth dying.
We were so close. We were almost that Space Marine. Okay, well, we'll try that again. So that's a bit of a heavy subject for you. And again, like, death is part of life, but I also think that death is something that gives life meaning. Because I think...
Antioch, we are in position.
Excellent, Captain. I'm sending the lift up now.
The reason why I say that is because we have such a limited time on this earth. Like, really, if you think about it, less than a century isn't a lot of time. Like, 80 to 90 years. That's actually not a lot of time when you think about it. And I've noticed as I've gotten older,
Granting access.
as I've gotten older, life seems to move faster and faster, which is a weird experience. But I'm gonna end the episode here for now. So thank you all for watching. Let me know what you thought of the discussion. If that was too heavy for you guys, please let me know. I don't mean that, and I hope I'm not coming across as like, oh yeah, like I'm a sophisticated individual. Blah, ha, ha, like I might be too advanced for you guys. That's not what I mean. I mean in the sense that I think for some people when you watch videos, like I think it's an escape, especially what I do for the most part. We're gonna have to fiddle around, futz around this for a second. So if you're watching this because you want to have an escape and like death makes you uneasy, then please let me know, and then I won't like have to do that commentary in the future. But that being said, if you find that interesting, like then that's awesome too, because I think that's interesting stuff to talk about, and that's kind of how I like to brand myself in the YouTube space. But yeah, anyways, thank you all for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.